Hey world builders, welcome back to Build Together. This is day 156. Today's prompt is, what is a famous or common conspiracy theory in your world? Is it correct? So I wrote a document called The Real Elven Ruler. Now, the elves have this strong caste system in which the highest bloodline, the Kundo Inembar, are the only bloodline allowed to rule. They live in sort of the top portion of the kind of core of the Amber Tree, this colossal 5-mile diameter tree that stretches over a mile into the sky. And then there's a tier below that, but we don't really care too much more about the rest of the hierarchy. What matters is that currently the king Araval of Belagul, the Elvish nation, is the king. He is not a very well-liked king, but there's not much anyone can do about it. The Belagul society is steeped in their caste system and their corruption. However, throughout the continent, there has grown a small little circle of people that harken back to mythology that I wrote in Build Together Day 7 about this entity called Menelkund. Menelkund is this colossal insectoid, like mile long, almost impossibly large entity that supposedly worked out this deal to spend and hang out the rest of his days and his time in the canopy of the Amber Tree, and that was sort of his domain given to him by the elves, and the elves were permitted to use the rest of the tree. However, the people who are really interested in this story in the first place think that maybe Menokun is getting a little bit more than he was originally offered at this point. Perhaps everything Ardavel is doing is really all part of some larger plan by Menelkun. Usually, for most people, this implies some kind of like continent domination or continent destruction, or maybe Menelkun wants to bring Grasgaroth back by severing the tether that ties Hormus's connection to the land that currently makes Grasgaroth inert and only really able to send monsters onto the shores. But there's not a whole lot that seems to back this up, but they find a lot of really interesting ways to sort of circumnavigate the logical reason side of things, as conspiracy theorists are wont to do. Now, what's interesting is that some of them have figured out actual secrets of the elves, such as the Thurin Seam, these secret dark organizations that have elves that are capable of doing a lot more than a traditional elf might be able to, especially when it comes to espionage and assassination. And these people are kind of correct, and they also believe that maybe the Thurin Seam has taken out other people who are correct within their circle as well. What's a famous or common conspiracy theory in your world? Thanks for building together.